Hey, buddy. Hey.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay?
Yeah, everything's okay.
So,
Yeah.
I've missed some stuff. How's the level of play been generally here? How?
It's been pretty good, I think. I think it's been good.
This is what peak
No.
League of Legends looks like,
No.
and it comes
No,
from Europe.
no, not like this. No.
This is what peak League of Legends
No,
looks
please,
like,
no.
and it comes from Europe. This is what peak League of Legends looks like, and it comes from Europe.
It's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be fine. Really, we've been here before. It happens, and it's finals week. Okay? It's finals week. Yeah. Let's go. Welcome everybody to the Winter 2024 LEC playoffs. As we will see today, Mad Lions Koi taking on Fnatic as the fans are waiting outside. It's actually not that cold, but I'm gathering maybe they're not from like Germany or Belgium, probably from a warmer country. So they're wearing thick jackets maybe to see what will happen. Hello everyone, my name is Shox and I am joined here by Goldberg and by Oduwamne, who is, I hope, feeling a little bit better.
Yeah, still in the playoffs race. I'm here. I'm making it, so I'm super excited. Yeah.
You know, we always keep your seat warm here in case you don't make it there.
Yeah, I mean, happy about that. You know, can never take it for granted though.
No, Goldberg, I'm really happy to see you as well. Can you summarize a little bit how things have been going for me?
Well, you kind of saw there, yeah. It's been an up and downhill, I would say. It's been a roller coaster, but maybe not always as good gameplay, but very exciting roller coaster at least.
Yeah, we're hoping that it's going to be an uptick going into the playoffs. Now we will be starting in the lower bracket with Fnatic versus MDK, then the winner of that taking on BDS, and then G2, the final boss. And I gather they've very much been that final boss so far.
They definitely look like the kind of team where they are just the one that everyone expects to take the title right now. I think in terms of the staircase that you currently see on the bracket, that is just the level of gameplay as well. I think MDK and Fnatic is at their own little box right now. I think BDS has a really good structure of gameplay right now, and I think G2 is just above and beyond.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that we see these teams ramping up a little bit more, because I feel like as the playoffs went, they, you know, their level consistently have been rising, while G2 kind of came out the gates kicking. You know, they're really the team to beat right now, but there's still some hope in the teams that we will be having here today and tomorrow.
Well, the hope is in the leveling up, right?
Yeah.
And seeing if they can make it. But it's Mad Lions Koi versus Fnatic right now, and we've seen it a few times already here in Winter. And I gotta say, it's been one of the most exciting matchups we have been able to see, Odo. So I'm really glad we're getting a best of 5.
Yeah, I think all the way from the regular season, they have been showing, at least Mad Lions has been showing us what they can do, you know, bringing up the Varus Ivan and the little bit of unconventional game. Sure, it's been a 40-minute slugfest between them, and also leading up into the playoff series, it's also been slugfest back and forth. But both of these teams have been showing us, you know, a little bit of a glimpse of what they will be showing us today, hopefully with the champions they have been playing, because I think they had Zach and Darius in Game 2, they had Jason Yone in Game 3, and it's kind of a step away from the usual Kansate that we see. So I'm really excited to see what both of these teams have been cooking for today.
It's been pure cinema. That's what it's been. It's been drama, it's been back and forth, it's been love-hate relationship, it's been a bit of everything. And most but not least, it's been elders on elders on elders. And I think what really stands out to me is just that banger they had versus Varus and a Corki on one one side and the Astral and Jace on one side, where it just turned into, well, we have 3 other members on the team. They can't do anything. It's all about the poke. So we've had a lot of exciting matchups between the two.
We did, and I think if we take a step back and look at both of these teams' journeys and their expectations mostly coming into winter for Mad Lions Koi, I mean, most people expected them definitely not to be in the finals weekend. I think there were even a lot of people that wouldn't put them in the group stage, let alone this. So how they have overcome everything and how Elyoya, as kind of like the linchpin at the center of it, Odoamne, has been working with this roster has been amazing to see.
Yeah, I'm really excited for him because he has been the rookie that he has on the team right now. He has been the rookie 2 years ago when he got rookie of the split, and he was this superstar individual carry. But right now, he's the sort of player that is going to be leading his team moving forward. You know, he's the veteran of the team. He has the experience that the rookies need, and he's providing the guidance for them.
And the rookies, I know I gathered also that they don't want to be necessarily called that. That is the technical term, but maybe they don't always play that way. That is what I've really gathered from this, Goldberg, when we look at this Mad Lions Koi lineup. The fact that, yes, they may be rookies, but some of them are playing like people who have been here a lot longer.
They definitely have. And I also think, well, if we present them with a Rookie of the Year, they'd probably be happy about that and still take it.
No, we're not taking it.
Yes, we're not rookies.
No.
But no, I think you're completely right. I think their gameplay has exceeded expectations. I've been thoroughly impressed with Alvaro. I think he's absolutely already in an all-pro contention, at least for top 3, going into it. And I think they've been super fun to watch because of their high-octane gameplay. So super excited about this roster.
It is, and of course the jungle matchup, we saw a little teaser of it already. Elyoya versus Razork, of course, the Spanish junglers, and I know I heard Razork say specifically in content, yeah, you know, I know we meme a lot and it's a rivalry, but it's not about us two. This is very, very important getting to those winter finals if they can, Odoamne, but it's interesting to see how they have both now taken on different roles in their respective teams.
Yeah, definitely. Razork is kind of the role that Elyoya used to have, where he, you know, is the solo carry, while Elyoya right now, it's interesting to see this shift in playstyle where he's more of a team player in that basic sense, where he's just with Alvaro all the time. I think they have one of the highest proximities, support jungle proximities in the league, and when we were playing them, they were really terrifying to play because you knew that wherever Elyoya is, there's an army behind him, you know? While Razork right now, I feel like he's kind of the main engine of Fnatic, you know? His level has been going up consistently throughout the playoffs, and he's the one who's kind of dragging Fnatic everywhere.
Yeah, and I think it also just goes to show that in a successful career, there's high highs and there's low lows. I think last summer was a low for Elyoya, but you can even see it now playing around his teammates. He's become way more comfortable around doing it. But I also love Razork right now. I think he's in his prime career form at the moment. With the way he's also getting spearheaded, he's got good individuals on the roster. So if it's either for the solo invade, he can go in with the prio from lanes, or just generally his change up in style for playing for top, or as we saw last week where he played heavily for bot side into a very Drake control centric playstyle. It's been amazing to see Razork perform.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see both of these players today, because it really feels like Elyoya is the one who's looking to set up his lanes for success, while for Fnatic it's the lanes who are setting up Razork for success.
We'll see. 17 to 11 in terms of the record between them in favor of Razork, so we'll see. We do also have some old rivals from the Superliga facing off in the top lane, and Lore caught up with Merwin earlier today.
Maroon, thank you so much for joining me ahead of today's series. Let's talk a bit about the prep you guys had this week and how it went. 2-0 twice so far in the playoffs. What was the point you wanted to focus on coming ahead of this week?
I think mainly we want to focus on how we play as a team and playing in our strengths, which is something we maybe lacked in regular season, and we showed better in playoffs. Which we did, I think it's the reason we did double 2-0.
Yeah.
We played really on our style, not playing also in their game. We stayed really focused, and basically it's that.
It all started with Fnatic, 0-2 for you guys, unfortunately, and then you smurfed it. But yeah, here it is back again. And I remember the second game you played against Fnatic was a banger and a half, I think we can say. What is special about playing Fnatic, and do you think you can overcome them this time in best of 5?
So I think in the BO5, we weren't really in comfort as much as into Giant X or Vitality. And it's something we are, as I mentioned, working on it. I think we didn't really play our style. It was a bit shaky. We had surprised also with the Darius. Like, we knew Oscar could play it, but we weren't sure if he was going to pull it in official, but yeah, he did.
I think it's really interesting with Mad Lions because you have these really different and interesting drafts, and then you can pretty much play everything. What would you define as your style right now in the LEC? What should Mad Lions Koi be?
I mean, just go with the flow a bit. I mean, for me,
Yeah.
that was my style every time. Like in every team, and I was kind of adapted to Mad Lions Koi.
Yeah, improvisation. And then today, I think it is extra special because, as you mentioned to Riot, you're playing against Oscar Menen. You guys are really close. You're friends beyond the Rift. How much of an impact is it going to have on the Rift? And how much are you looking forward to facing off against him, even though it's been not the great attempt for him lately?
I mean, for Oscar, it's always like hype to play into him because I've known him for like, since I started competing, we've been friends basically like 4 years, 5 years already. And even in Superliga, I didn't have like that much many games into him because he was always like one step ahead. I was in Spanish Amateur and he was in Superliga already. Then I go to Superliga and he's in 1 year, then in LEC. So I really want to play into him.
Yeah.
And just like, he's friends with me, but I want to smash him so hard. I just want to crush him in the Rift, so...
Friendship, but rivalry when it
Yeah.
comes to League of Legends. Marine, thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you
And
too.
best of luck on the Rift today.
Thank you.
Shocks, back to you.
Thank you so much. Oh, I love that. Of course you'd want to smash him and beat him if it makes you go further in the playoffs. Also, I love what he said about, I was always one step behind. Well, what a moment to take a step forward if you could make it into the next round in the playoffs and maybe dream of a final, which would be insane. He did mention champion pools as well, and we have a little graphic prepared because it's quite interesting. I'll let it pull it up first, Odo. In terms of kind of Oscar versus Mirwin, in terms of there's more on the one side, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's better, or how do you see it?
Yeah, I think Oscar kind of has this sort of meta-specific counter picks where, you know, they're picks that have been rehearsed, you know, like when you pick a, let's say you pick a Cassante, you're like, okay, what can he counter pick? Probably Jax, Zac, all of these champions. While Merwin, when you say, okay, I'm gonna pick Cassante, what is he gonna counter pick me? And I'm like, I don't know, there's a Fiddlesticks coming, I never played against it, there's an Akali coming, there's a lot of these sort of unconventional champions that you don't really play against, and he has a lot of power in these picks because...
Is he saying I don't have my glasses, I can't see you? That's real.
But yeah, there's a lot of power in these picks because you don't really know how to play against them. For example, last week when I played Rumble into Akali, it's a matchup that I knew in theory how to play, and I played maybe last time I played the Rumble into Akali was like months before. But he's rehearsed. He has these matchups ready every day, and he kind of brings me a little bit of Adam vibes, you know, where he has these funny champs that they're not really considered meta picks, but he brings them out and they're good in those situations. While Oscar, even though it seems like he has a bigger champion pool, I feel like it's actually smaller because you have a lot of experience into his champions like that.
And from what I gather, of course, you can tell me if I'm wrong, GB, but we had Fnatic winning most of the times, or all of the times when they played MDK in the group stage phase, at least, even though the top lane actually went in Mirwin's favor. So top doesn't matter in this matchup?
I mean, we've heard that quite often, right? So I think it's also just the fact that the jungles and the rest of the map really likes to dictate it around the bot side. So while you have the rest of the 4 players playing down the bot side, that's where majority of the play will take place. So even if you drop a few deaths on top side, it's not going to be as influential if you lose the rest of the map, right? So that's just classic top lane. I'm sure you know that every now and then where you're just going even in your lane. And it's like, well, I hope my lane's winning.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we're just victims, you know, of the game.
That is how it is. That is how it
That
is.
is indeed. But now you're on the desk, so you can be victims of, well, everyone on social media by giving your predictions. Who do you think is going to win and why?
Well, I've actually decided to go with MDK for this one. I think they've had a lot of learnings through a lot of their bracket games so far. Sellout, is that what you think?
It's such a sellout.
It's not.
I mean, come
believe
on,
in the
let him
boys
motivate
here.
it.
Exactly.
You
Let me
know?
go for it as well. I've been a big fan of their high octane gameplay. I think that they've also spearheaded a lot of their action down towards the bot side, and they've been playing better and better throughout the weeks. If your top lane's already winning and the rest of the map starts becoming better and better, I think they can shut down the powerhouse that Razork has been. But I also think that these two teams are quite inconsistent at doing it, so I think it's a 3-2 for MDK because it will be quite messy.
5 games, that would be.
I can see GB's rationality because I think MDK has been ramping up, and I feel like, again, it's kind of like Morrowind said, they're going with the flow, and the flow has been good, you know. But I feel like Fnatic is the kind of team that can stop the flow, you know, because I feel like their prep will be good today, and Razork and Humanid are such powerhouses. So for me, it's a 3-1 for Fnatic.
Okay, we'll see, of course, the expectations on Fnatic. Can they run it back like they did back in Montpellier? We will see. 3 days packed with epic League of Legends lie ahead of us as the teams fight for the title of Winter Split Champions and a spot at MSI.
The expectation we had since the start was to win everything.
Mad Lions Koi have done it in their first split with 4 rookies. They will secure top 4.
We already beat them 2-0. I think we are gonna put them in a tough situation, and they will have to show a lot more, in my opinion, to beat us.
The humanoid kills off Niski, and that's it. That's game.
I don't want to win against Eljoy, especially, or win in the jungle. I just want to win the series, you know, and go to the semifinals.
Fnatic will make their way to a match with MDK.
Enemies are coming to get us, you know. If we are the #1 target, everyone has a target on us, and every team is fighting for their lives. We will have to be ready, no matter who we have to face.
This time around, Hansama does have ultimate immediately. The bomb is there, severing Bolt from the sky, and another kill to the side of G2.
They just swept us. They were way too good, but I need to be grateful for the second chance and just use it. I do believe that we can just beat them.
The enemy team is standing up, hugging each other after winning. I want to be that guy, you know. I want the enemy team to be salty. I want them to be hungry to beat me, to beat us. That is, for me, the greatest feeling, to be on top and everybody's chasing you.
Mirwin now looking to knock back here, desperate to get the 1v1 back. Oh! Oh!
We are really going forward. We are not going without any fear. If it's Fnatic, BDS, and then G2, so that's going to be really hype.
Oh, Noah has the cleanse still here. We'll use it immediately as Niski thinks he can take him on in an ADC battle.
For sure, if we beat Mad Koi, then BDS, then we come with momentum against G2, we can also win everything.
It's just getting ready for G2, right? Because this is the real challenge that we have to face to win the title.
I'm gonna do my best to make sure that doesn't happen.
This is G2's world. You're just living in it.